kind of a renewed focus on both ends of the floor tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, for every team and certainly for us, particularly of late, our ability to understand that, how we approach the game and how we play the game is something that hopefully we have, more control over. There's a lot of things that happen in the game, but, the things that were different tonight than last night are the things that we need to have focus on and continue to make them important no matter who we're playing, whatever the score is, on those things. That's a habit too. It's a level of, and it's a mental habit, but it's something that we have to continue to cultivate. And the difference is not going to be who we run a play for at a given time or who's making a shot, or there are things that are more intangible than that. And we're going to continue to have teams that are up to play us, and prepared to play us. And that's an opportunity for us to get better. We can't allow those things to splinter us. The game's hard enough.
What did you control best?
Well, I think everybody was focused on the details of the game that could help the team. I mean, our focus was on the group, whether that is, the simplest things, the simplest executional detail, being spaced 2 feet to your left instead of standing where you are, running harder in transition, passing the ball ahead, all the things that I know we know how to do, but we just have to make them important, because when they're important, you're just going to do them more, and when we do those things more, we get the kind of results we had tonight as opposed to last night. So, that's the challenge for a group. We've got a lot of guys that, are capable of scoring the ball, and not everybody's going to get shots each game. Not everybody's going to score each game. That's the reality of, what our team is. Rudy Gobert tonight, I think, got 4 shots, because Valanciunas was back, basically underneath the rim. He was determined not to let him get below but our guards did a better job of making reads in the lane and having our eyes out, and so everybody plays a role, and you can't get outside your role on a given play, because it's going to change. Every possession, there's going to be different things that need to be done, and the way that we want to play, requires everybody to do that, and we can't lose our resolve to do those things because we're individually not getting something out of the game that we want. It has to be, a collective mindset. And frankly, with the group we have, those things are challenging, because we've got a lot of guys that can make plays and shoot the ball. But if that's what we're about, that's not going to be enough. Maybe enough on a given night, but that's not the team that we need to be in order to win on the level we need to win on.
What was the process over the last 24 hours to kind of share that message with them of like, hey, this is about the collective?
Yeah, I think it, talked about, the difference between being self-centered and selfish. We're not a selfish team, but I think we as people, can have that. That's probably our nature, is to think about ourselves, and to the extent that, tonight we're thinking about our teammate and thinking about the team. That's one of the beautiful things about, this game, is that, when the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, and that's what it felt like tonight. So I don't think there's anything magical about it. I think we've got a core group of guys that have experienced that and know it, deep in their bones. And we've got some new guys that, I think are adapting to that and want to be a part of that. So, but it's not just easy. I think that it requires a level of commitment and a level of selflessness. And for our team, because of the way we're built, that's even more important. It's more valuable to us when we can do it, because we get those types of possessions that we're all, that's the neat thing. If you say Jazz basketball, we kind of know what that looks like. So when it's not happening, sometimes it's not happening as frequently as others due to whatever external circumstances, but we know what that means. And those guys, I think really responded to that tonight, and we were more connected in a lot of ways, and that's what we get, even in the littlest things, setting screens, pick and roll, defensively, and it feels good. It's gratifying to play that way, not just to win, but to play that way.
Focus and continuity of effort have been kind of big talking points recently. It seemed like those were more there tonight. What were your
I think, just not to correct you, Eric, but I think consistency of effort, I think, frankly, continuity can be overrated. We're not the same team as we were last year. Like, to the extent that you bring back a core group of guys, everybody's different. Everybody's had different experiences from the time the playoffs ended, to this year. So I think that because of that, that finding a new level of consistency is something we have to work towards. And, to do that, you have to be really focused. And, we've got to be clear about what those things are. And I think tonight, the biggest thing I could say for us offensively is that we make quick decisions. If the ball stops, if we shot fake, if we, try to figure out what we want to do next, that slows down that process for us. So whether it's shoot it, pass it, or drive it, if those decisions can come quickly, that's where we find, that connectivity, and that takes a lot of focus.